Hi, you're probably wondering why I'm laying on the floor right now, but today, actually this week, I'm gonna try one challenge, and that's gonna be sleeping on the hard bed, actually on the floor, for a week. So I read a book by Katsuzo Nishi that's a Japanese, like health, and he's like an engineer, but he was studying his whole life like breathing and how to be healthy actually. And I read his book. It's not published by him, but it's published from one Croatian company, and it's called energetic breathing, so like system of health. And I'll put the link in the description where you can find similar book about breathing, because I couldn't find an English version of his book, but so you can find that book on the link in the description. And so this book fascinated me a lot, like from the first pages, and I learned a lot, and I just want to share those ideas and lessons with you. And throughout this video and week I will show you some of those breathing exercises. And right now, first, what made me to do this video is at the beginning of the book, Katsuzo gives us 6 rules of health by Nishi, and the first rule is hard bed, and that hard bed is actually for me right now floor, and I decided to try to sleep on the floor for a week. So I was wondering why it's gonna work like that, why it's actually good to sleep on the hard bed. And he says that's good for your spine, because then it's gonna totally and fully relax, and your muscles are gonna relax, and you're gonna have straight posture. So I decided to give it a try, give it a shot, and now for the next week I'm gonna be sleeping on the floor, and I'm really excited, really curious how it's gonna work out. So stick around to the end of this video to see what are the benefits, and is it worth it to sleep on the floor. And as well, I will show you throughout this video some breathing exercises to help you calm down and to actually be healthy. So last night was the first night of sleeping on the floor. Actually, for me, it wasn't the first night at all. I tried it a week ago when I just started reading this book, but right now this is the first night of this challenge. So I slept really well. I mean, I'm really surprised, because a week ago when I tried this sleeping on the floor, it was like horrible. I couldn't sleep. I was laying on the floor for like 15 minutes and I went to my bed, but now I managed to fall asleep, and that was like a huge success for me, huge victory. And even though I have been waking up throughout the night for maybe 2 or 3 times, I managed to sleep till the morning. I woke up by myself at 5:30, and I had pain in my lower back and in my neck, because the second rule of health says that it's necessary to have a hard pillow as well. So I put small roller from foam roller I have. I put that under my head, and I put a book, so my head is a little bit raised, like up, and it was actually good in the beginning, but when I woke up I had a bit pain in my neck, but it's really okay, and I look at that as a strengthening. But before I fell asleep, I had already pain in my lower back, and I had that when I woke up. But now, a few hours later, I'm feeling totally fine, and I feel really good. Throughout the whole day, I have a stable and good level of energy, and right now I can say it's really good to sleep on hard bed, and it's really hard in the beginning to fall asleep actually, because you have to lay all the time on your back. You can't turn around, and you can't sleep on your side or on your stomach, because the only position you can sleep in is your back. But it's really good. I mean, it takes some practice, but it's painful at the beginning, but when you give it a try, when you do that for a few days, it's getting better and easier. So for the first day I'm really surprised, and it's only positive thoughts. So we'll see what other days brings us, and keep watching so you find out. Okay, it's day 2, actually day 3 of our challenge, where I'm representing and trying out techniques from this book, and it's actually now third day of sleeping on the floor. So I've slept 3 nights so far. Second night went really well. I slept really good, and I fell asleep really quickly. And what I noticed is I think I woke up at around 4:20, and then I went to my normal bed because I simply wanted to like turn around a little bit. And what I noticed is that I feel really more relaxed and purely like recovered. So I have a weird feeling in my back, so my back muscles are a little bit sore, but it's like a good type of soreness, and I have feeling they are really relaxed and really recovered, and that they're somehow stronger, and that's really what like keeps me up and makes me keep up with this challenge, and that's why I'm really grateful for that, and that's what I'm really surprised by. And the third night I went to bed at like 11 and I couldn't sleep, so I've been reading a book and eating, and then I fell asleep I think at 2, and I woke up at 6, like when my normal alarm goes off, and I slept so like 4 hours, and I felt really good, but I had to sleep a little bit more, so I took 1 more hour of sleep. But what matters is that I have a consistency of 4 hours at least of sleep on the floor. And what's really surprising and actually encouraging is that I have that feeling of like more energy. I am more energetic, and my muscles are really relaxed. I mean, I'm training really hard, especially these days, and that sleeping on the floor actually relaxes and recovers my muscles really quickly. So it's a really weird feeling because your muscles are feeling like they're hurt, but it's really like they're stronger. That's the point. They're really stronger, and that feels really good. And only thing I notice is that I have a lower back pain. Last night I had lower back pain on my right side when I woke up, but it's actually, I mean, that goes away in like half an hour, and you forget about that. But you have that benefits whole day. So I'm really surprised by that, and I mean, we're gonna see what other 3 or 4 nights are gonna bring us. So stick around to the end of this video to find out what's gonna happen and what are the benefits of this sleeping on the floor, and as well stick around for those breathing exercises so you can find some really interesting and useful techniques of breathing. So I'm going on with this challenge. Let's go. Okay, it's day 4 of our challenge, so I slept already 4 nights so far, and this 4th night was really weird. I was super tired before going to sleep, and I just couldn't wait to fall asleep. And what was really surprising for me, I fell asleep really quickly, and I was really glad. I'm really glad about that. And the next thing that happened after I fall asleep is me waking up in my bed. And I woke up and I was looking around myself, and I was trying to figure out what was going on, what happened. And somehow I moved from the floor to my bed, and when I looked down onto the floor, like the carpet that I was sleeping on the floor was really like crumpled, and it was like in the mess, like I was really moving during the night, and I just don't know what happened. I simply moved to my bed, and then I slept 1 more hour, and I woke up in my bed at around 5 a.m. So I must have moved a bit earlier than that. So I don't know how much I slept on the floor, because the last thing I remember was falling asleep on the floor and then waking up in my bed, and that's really like weird. But that, for me, I have feeling that I slept really deeply, and that sleep was really high quality, and that's what is really like good thing, and I'm really glad about that. So it means I'm getting used to sleeping on the floor, and it's getting easier to fall asleep, and I'm getting much more higher quality sleep. So that's really good. The only mystery is gonna stay how did I move and when did I move to my bed, but we're gonna leave that for some other situation. So that's for this day 4, and we have 3 more nights to go, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay, so now I wanna show you a few breathing exercises which helped me a lot, and when I started doing these exercises, I felt like really improvement in my focus and my control over myself. So when you start doing these exercises, it's gonna be really hard in the beginning. So I'm doing these exercises, I think, for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and only my knowledge now got wider and more broad. So now I only upgraded my knowledge about some exercises, but some basic exercises which I'm gonna show you right now, I'm doing for a long time, and it takes really long time to get good in this breathing, just like in everything else. So take your time and be consistent. So the first exercise is deep breathing or down breathing. So the point is you have to breathe from your stomach. That's real deep breathing, because we have like 3 phases: upper chest, lower chest or middle of the body, and downward lower part or stomach. So you have to breathe from your belly, from your stomach, and that's the real down breathing. So this is upper breathing, when your chest get loaded with air. Middle breathing is when this part of stomach gets loaded, so something like this. And down breathing is when your stomach gets loaded by air. I don't know if you can see that. I'm now gonna go a little bit back so you can see it properly. So your chest is like still, and it's staying still. Only your stomach is going outside. So first, sit straight, and you can put your hand on your belly and practice that. So first, you just do 3 or 4 seconds inhale, and then 3 or 4 seconds exhale. When you progress in that, you can try 3 seconds inhale and 5 or 6 seconds exhale. That's perfect ratio, but first start with 1:1 ratio. 1:2 ratio is when exhale is double the amount of inhale, but first start with 1:1 ratio, so same amount inhale and exhale. That's the first exercise, down breathing or deep breathing. Second exercise is ideal breathing. That's actually the exercise I found in this book, and it was really like a game changer for me. And it really, the author says that this exercise, ideal breathing, is the exercise in which you get the most air, the most oxygen, and the most life energy. So when we breathe in, we get life energy into our bodies, and we have to breathe in as much air and as much life energy as possible. So ideal breathing goes like this. You have to do it first down breathing, and then you're still inhaling, and then you continue to inhale in the middle of your body, and then you do the like up higher inhale. So I'll show you one once, and then I'll explain further. So ideal ratio is for me at least 5 seconds inhale and 5 seconds exhale. Maybe sometimes exhale a bit longer, but 5 seconds for inhale is enough. So the point is you have to first start breathing down, so just as we did in previous exercise. So first down breathing, deep breathing, and then you continue on and inhale the air in the middle of your body and then in your chest. So you have like movement from down from the bottom to the top, and then you exhale the same way from going from the top to your bottom. So first exhaling from the top and then from the bottom. So that's the second exercise. That's really powerful, and it helps you to get really a lot of air. So go slowly with this exercise. Really try to do it really properly to really get in as much air as possible, and then you'll see the benefits. Like you'll get much more energy, you'll get calm as well, and when you focus on breathing like this, it will calm you down instantly. Of course, after you practice a bit and when you get better at controlling your focus to the breath. And then third exercise is actually another one upgrade on this second exercise, and that's healing ideal breathing. So the idea behind this is that when you're injured or when you have a pain in some part of your body, you start doing ideal breathing. Ideally, you have to do 10 to 15 ideal breaths, and then you get into that meditative state. And when you're in that state, you put right arm on the part of the body that's hurt, and then as you're inhaling, of course you do ideal inhale. So as you're inhaling, you imagine that the ray from the sun, which is really a strong yellow color, it's going into your part of the body. So for example, it's hitting the body like this, and it's going into that painful part of the body, and it's healing it. And as you exhale, another ray is going outside from your body to the outside, and it's removing all the negative energy and all the pain. So when you inhale, the ray is coming in, and it's bringing in the health and strength. When you're exhaling, the ray is going out, and it's removing all the pain and problems. So that's the exercise number 3, and in this book there are so many exercises, but right now I think it's gonna be enough for this video. Of course, I encourage you to read the book down in the comments. You can download it, and then you'll find out some more exercises, and I'm sure they're gonna help you a lot. So just try them out, and then you'll see the benefits. So it's time to reflect on the night 5. I went to bed really like a little bit late, and I fell asleep quickly, which was really like surprising for me. But then I woke up in my bed again. But this time I remembered that when during the night I woke up on the floor, I couldn't lay down on the floor anymore. I stood up and went to my bed, and that's just weird, because right now I know what happened. The only thing is that I don't know when that happened in the night, but I know that I really consciously stood up and went to my bed and then fall asleep normally. And on night 6 it also continued as well. I was laying down on the floor, but I couldn't fall asleep there on the floor, and then after I think half an hour I went to my bed and fall asleep normally. So in some way I failed on that 6th night, but it's normal. It's not gonna always go upside, and that's real proof that it's not going well all the time. I couldn't sleep that 6th night on the floor, and then on night 7, which is the final night, I managed to fall asleep on the floor, but I woke up I think after 3 hours, and then I as well went to my bed and I slept till the morning in my bed. So this challenge is now done. I slept all 7 nights and on the floor, and so general and the biggest lesson I got from this challenge is that it's really worth it to sleep on the floor. Of course, you're not gonna see the benefits right away, and of course it's not gonna be easy at all, especially in the beginning, but throughout the whole journey it's always gonna be days that are more tough, and some days that are a bit easier. So the main benefits I got from this sleeping on the floor is that it improves your posture and it strengthens your back muscles. So I felt during the day after I slept on the floor that I can like stand a bit more straight, and I feel that my back muscles are really active and they are stronger because they were laying on the floor, and my spine was like straight, and I'm really like stronger after that. So that's a huge benefit I got from this sleeping on the floor. Of course you have to try that on your own and to see your own benefits, but what I would recommend you to do is first to start small. If you never did something like that, you should start with maybe 15 minutes or half an hour just laying down on the floor trying to fall asleep. If it's not working, then you just get back to bed, but try to like for some time to just get used to sleeping on the floor. You just lay down. If you fall asleep, good. If not, you get back to your bed. And also while doing that, I would recommend you to sleep on your back, only on your back in your bed. So because on the floor there's no other option rather than sleeping on your back. So when you're sleeping in the normal bed, you should sleep only on your back, so that you get used to sleeping and laying on the back, so you can sleep on the floor on hard bed. And that's it. I mean, it just takes practice and you will see the benefits definitely, but it will be hard, especially in the beginning. But when you get used to it, it will start to feel more natural, and it will actually get you into the state when you feel those benefits, when you feel stronger. And that's definitely one thing I would want for you, that you feel great and that you feel stronger. So I hope this was helpful, especially those breathing exercises. If I want you to remember and to start doing anything from this video, that would be those breathing exercises. So I hope you're gonna start doing those regularly, and that you're gonna start implementing some of these techniques. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.